Hi, my name is Marta Dichok. I am joint appointed in the departments of History and Political Science in the Faculty of Social Sciences at Western University. My area of expertise is Ukraine, but I study it in the context of Eastern Europe and the international community. And the themes that I'm interested in are media, misinformation, propaganda, particularly now that's a hot topic, migration, World War II, and memory. I have been writing various articles, doing media appearances. Something I wrote for the conversation was what Canada could and should be doing more in regards to Ukraine. And that piece got picked up by the National Post and others. And as I'm watching Canadian policy evolve, it's as if they listened to my recommendations. Now, I'm not going to take credit because some of those recommendations other people were also making. But this is where we as scholars can have an impact. And something else that I do, I already mentioned, I do a lot of media interviews, and I work with Hromadske Radio, which is Public Radio Ukraine. And I've been working with them for a number of years, doing podcasts for them and various reports as a way of sort of bridging between Canada and Ukraine and sharing their information with Canada and Canada's information with Ukraine. But over the past few years, I've published quite a lot. My recent book is Ukraine Calling, a kaleidoscope from Hromadske Radio, and this is a selection of the podcasts that I did for Hromadske Radio in Ukraine. And I did that when war escalated in Ukraine, and I just started doing a weekly podcast series for them, and then selected the best 30 and published them as a book, and that's been being really well received. And I co-published an article about Ukraine's media landscape in this collection, 30 years of Ukraine's independence, because Ukraine was independent from 1991. The book came out last year. And that's a collection of essays by experts from all over the world on various aspects. And I got asked to write the chapter on mass media, which is one of my areas of expertise, and I co-authored it with a colleague from Ukraine. And so that was published by the Wilson Center, the Kennan Institute, which is an American think tank, one of the leading think tanks in the world, by the way. So that's also been getting, and the book is called From the Ukraine to Ukraine, which is the main message of the book, sort of a transition from being perceived as an object to being perceived as a subject. We need to shift our mental maps and open our minds to explore things as they are and listen to all the different voices rather than staying in our old mental patterns. And that's what research and academia does. We pose questions, we investigate things, and then we see things, often in a very new light.